Hey guys, I'm back on our Prismatic update, so let's get started. Alright, so Destined Rivals, as expected, the price has officially reached about 250, so it's at 249. Demand is still about the same, I think, so we're selling about 40 a day. And if I look through the listings down here, a lot of them are hovering around 250, unfortunately. Like some of them do go 251, 252. Not quite as fast of a rise. It seems like the big player on the block here would be Collector's Store Sealed. They have 11. I feel like they're a pretty big store. They have quite a bit, so maybe they'll keep selling. Otherwise, like if just smaller sellers, the price would possibly go up, but I think it'll be pretty static here for a little bit. Cases are having more consistent demand though, so usually happens that like every other day or every 2 days, you will see a spike buying around four. Instead of that, you see like instead of skipping a day, it sold four on the 29th, and then two yesterday, and then two today. So that's pretty good. I still always see like four cases around 14.95. This number just keeps happening, so that's a little concerning. But yeah, people are buying that, and people did buy this cheaper one over here. Um, Apparently it was $1,000. I don't even know what that was. It's a scam or anything. But someone did buy supposedly a Destined Rivals case for $1,000. ETB demand, I think there was a drop. You did see that PCTBs did drop $7. ETBs dropped about $1. And all right, so yeah, ETBs demand was kind of so for normal ones at 30. And for PCTBs, though, they dropped quite a bit. Though there was a spike in demand. I don't really know why. Actually, I saw quite a few PCTBs. Like Journey Together had a bunch of sold, so I think there was a lot of PCTBs shopping yesterday. So I was surprised the price went down with 13 sold. I looked at the listings. I was like, I don't know if I saw anything really suspicious. So yesterday's price was 185, and yeah, I don't really see like I see some 170s, but I don't really see like a huge sale or anything. And right now the price is like in the 180s. Like there's quite a few of them. Like I guess there's three of them. So maybe these are just recent listings. But yeah, interesting PC to be activity. Usually the price would rise if that much demand occurs. And then ETBs are still hovering around up to about 92. All right, and then bundles the last thing. So bundles, they sold the 23. They're kind of dropping demand, so 23 is a lot less than well, it's like less than the normal 30 to 35. All right, Black Bolt and White Flare. Nothing. I think I'm mostly covering it because the ETBs kind of just keep dropping. So you see the ETB dropped another about $1 or something for the Black Bolt ETBs. I'm still knowing the price difference. The ETBs have a pretty significant price difference of about like it's like $9 versus the binders have like a huge difference. Like it's like a $14 difference, and the bundles are closest enough. But I'll just show you the demand numbers. Nothing really too startling. I guess in general you see the demand kind of increasing as expected. We're approaching release day. We're about we're getting pretty close. About 2.5 weeks until release day. And bundles over here, 14, nothing really too crazy. And then binders, not selling the other day, but then finally selling more again at 4, kind of normal amounts. White Flare also seeing increase in ETB demand. You just see more sales over here, sold 16 yesterday. Bundles sold 12. Actually, so you're getting a good amount of concentrated buying for White Flare bundles, which is good. 5 sold today, and then binders are seeing 3, which is kind of decent. Okay, Journey Together. There's something I saw Journey Together. I wrote in some notes. So you're seeing that the price went down. Let's see, what did I write for? I think the demand for Journey Together was good. And you see some sales, but it's not as bad as you think it is. Okay, so for this box over here, 205. So you're starting to see some cheaper Journey Together appear. So it was at around 210, and now there's about this box 205, at least 4 boxes combined, about 207. Then it goes back to about 210. But you see a spike of 15 sold, which is quite a lot for Journey Together. Like we've seen some 20s occasionally, but usually it's like a lot of days it's like 4, 3 or 4. Some days it's like 10, so 15 is quite a bit. I'm not really sure why. I do see some 190s, Some of them were cheaper, so I think someone maybe bought some cheaper trades together that was listed. And then for this one over here, there's this one seller selling for 217 at 5 of them, and then it goes back to 231. So you see this little spike there at 6 sold. So you see some 215, and other people are paying like the 230 or 225 price. Like theoretically, this should go down, but like I don't know, this listing just is like magic. It just people do pay the 220 to 230 price, so we'll kind of see about that. PCTB went up about $5, and so this is where like it had the actual normal thing for PCTBs. You see this big spike at 17 over here, quite a lot. There was a big spike also on the 16th. That's actually when we're to get a rose. I wonder if people try to recreate this. You see on this graph over here, it goes from 116 to that's actually not a lot actually to 125. It looks way higher than that. Although I guess that the current price is actually about 130, so the graph isn't always like that great. But yeah, 17 sold, and people probably bought some of the cheaper ones. Let's see the prices. Yeah, 130, and I don't know what the shipping is, but a lot of these are around 120. So people bought the cheaper ones, and maybe these will go up a little bit. Normally TBs, they sold 8, kind of normalish, nothing too crazy. And then bundles over here sold 6, kind of low, honestly. Sometimes it's more like 8 to 10. And then cases, one sold today for the cheaper case. Still see quite a few of them bunching around 1210, although we are starting to hit maybe 1215s. If people buy these 3 cases, we could hit like the 1240s maybe. And then no one's been buying this case, which is priced at $1,300. And then like the booster box prices, so you have 217, 205, and then the case prices divided by 6 would be 218 and 201. All right, Paldean Fates. People finally bought those really cheap loose packs. Actually, I don't remember if they bought them or they were just removed. But yeah, there were some packs over here that were like 8 something for the longest time. Weren't that many. I do see some $9 packs sold, so maybe it was at $9. Maybe I'm remembering wrong or something. But yeah, now I'm seeing more normal-ish pricing. There's still this seller over here with the cheaper ones at $11.53, but it seems like maybe Paldean will finally go back to like being actually like 12 something a pack, more officially. And yeah, otherwise there's just like there's not a lot of Paldean loose pack demand, fortunately. Booster bundles. Wait, did I just favorite? Okay, whatever. I'll deal with that later. Booster bundles. There are some cheap ones available. So you see a $11 drop versus ETBs went up $10, and PCTs went down $5. But I think you see there's this one cheap one for about 56. Then we get to 65. So it's just this one cheap one, and then we get to more normal pricing. 117 still ceiling price ceiling by Devastation, having all these at $66. And ETBs, I said they went up, so you're seeing a increase in demand all of a sudden again. So 5 over here, and let's see. So I look at the sales for this. I see some 160s, some kind of close to 190s, and I don't know. I don't really see a lot of people just paying the kind of normal price for it, to be honest. I see some run up to 190. So just some amount of Paldean. But I should really be looking at yesterday's. There were some ripped ones, but then people just bought the slightly cheaper ones. That's pretty much it. Now we're just back up a little bit. And let's see, PCT. Is that the PCTB? PCTB is actually slow on demand. They've been selling at least 1 per day since the 19th. They finally took a break. And then bundle cases, you're seeing another 2 bundle cases more sold, and you're just seeing technically more increased demand. Like they're not high numbers in general, but like these are more higher purchases, so they do move the market a little bit. But your trading card world still is putting a price ceiling by putting 74 at that price. Like gotta have a lot of cash to buy that all out. I feel like they'd probably cancel your order if you tried to buy all of it at once, or just give you a side message. But honestly, you probably just want to contact them directly if you're going to make that large of a purchase. And then we'll go Crown Zenith next. So Crown Zenith has some pretty interesting signs. Officially, ETBs went down $3, but I think everything has some interesting signs. So I took some notes on this. So Crown Zenith, it was $11 for a while. So if I go back a little bit, I see like a lot of like 1095, 1098s, $11. So it was like $11 for pretty much a while. And then I was saying a lot of cheap $11 packs were gone, and we're probably gonna hit like 11 something. And then people started listing more cheaper packs. So there's still like a bunch of cheaper packs. Like there's about 100 over here. This is about 1050. And I guess you get 10 more over here. And then but $11 you get 14, so it's about 100 packs. And then but yeah, most of the packs are concentrated around the seller. And then we start seeing about like 1125 and 1140 again. So I'm just kind of like looking at that. I feel like there was a little more packs before, but I could be wrong. When I look at the number of packs sold, there's been like 50 packs sold less like today plus yesterday combined. So 50 packs, there's only 100 packs in the market. Like it's making some headway. In general, packs. So this is like kind of normal numbers for Crown Zenith nowadays. For 151 Prismatic, these are kind of low numbers, like 20 some 151 sold yesterday, 60 today, 34 Prismatic sold yesterday, so pretty low numbers for those sets. But Crown Zenith tends to have lower pack supply. Okay, what else? Sea and Sky is starting to dry up at this price, and I've just been waiting for James Sneakers to run out. I think that the other seller, they either removed it or they got bought out. But there's only 4 more boxes left at 170, and then we go to 173. Actually, no, they raised their price to 173. So, yeah, now there's only 4 left, and yeah, you might see Sea and Sky rise even more. So, 2 were sold yesterday. For ETB demand has been rising. You're seeing 3 sold, and then 5 sold, and then 4 sold. Yeah, there's been more ETBs hovering around 175. I still see a bunch of them. But yeah, the ETB demand is probably going to help. There's just some momentum in the Crown Zenith markets. And for some reason, some people bought some for like 180. And I see some cheaper ones sold as well. And then for bundles, I'm excited for this one. This happens. Like, honestly, you just need someone who is willing to take the hit in case this is a bad seller. Let me just click on this real quick. So this seems like the seller is legit, except that there was probably an error, went to the wrong address. But otherwise, it seems like technically correct. But there's only one booster bundle left at just under $87. It jumps up to like $93. So that's a pretty jump. And then the way like the market works sometimes is that the reason why manipulation works sometimes is that sometimes you can have people see the new price, and a lot of people accept that as a new price, and it becomes a new norm. When there's like actual supply and demand things that like kind of are too powerful to just do a small market correction, like a small manipulation doesn't work. But yeah, people might see that it goes up to 94 and they'll be like, oh wait. Price per pack wise, that might be pretty pricey though. Like 94 divided by 6 would be 1560 a pack, which is you're getting closer to ETB land. All right, 151. So I'm gonna wing 151 a little bit. I didn't have time to go through all the listings before I started watching video. I did take the data down, but you and me will be surprised if there's any highlights because I only looked at the price differences. Okay, so bundles are up about like 60 cents, so it's good because it's getting closer to like 75, 76 kind of territory. ETBs, they went up about 850. Honestly, a lot of the 151 prices are kind of out of whack because there's a seller who's putting a lot of lower prices, which we'll see how that turns out when people start leaving reviews. PCTBs dropped supposedly like $23. Binders went up 10, and then posters went down $1. Okay, so what's going on with 151? Bundle demand's actually increasing. It's around like 35 to 40. Usually it's like 20. That's pretty good. And let's see. I do see some 76, and we're getting to $77. We are really getting closer to like $77. Like there's not that many left available at 76. So bundles, really watch out for bundle price. Bundles reaching 77 soon. They've like I keep talking about bundles. I keep saying that the trend is going up. It's going $1, and like these dollars are gonna add up eventually. Um, and people are still buying a ton of it. And you're just seeing like if people are buying a ton of it, then the supply is like dwindling because you're not going to buy a TG player and sell at a loss. So the more sales that happen, the more like people are going to hoard this, the less available supply is going to be. Bundle displays. Let's see. Yeah, you're also seeing the bundle displays selling, and people think that's going to be like this. This is definitely going to be a great thing to have in the future. Depending on the price you get, of course, that's an investing thing, but people are definitely gonna want this. People love bundles. People love 151. It's gonna be kind of rare to get like a sealed display. It has all the like 151 has like great like box artwork. So yeah, so these sold for like 800 each. I think a lot of them are hovering around 800. Yeah, a lot of people are trying to sell for 800. People are selling. Oh, Trading Card World has 530 booster bundles. Oh my god, I didn't even see that. So 530 displays. Yeah, that's really pushing on the market price a little bit. So packs, I said they didn't sell a lot. They sold about 27 yesterday, 60 today, so 87 in the 2 days to make it sound better. But yeah, packs didn't sell as well. They're hovering around I think like the 1040 range. Yeah, I put 1040, and yeah, there's 40 packs here. There's 40 packs here. There's 40 packs here. 15 packs here. There's 100 packs here. 1060. So that's where you kind of get a definite price ceiling. I think maybe 1040 was yeah, down here. There's 1040. There's 24 packs. UPCs. You're seeing a spike of UPC sales. So demand. And yeah, Minty Fresh Cards has one left. I'm really just waiting to see the reviews on these. But their price is $282.99, so that'll show up on here without the shipping. I do see a lot of people buying them recently, so we'll see. Good luck, guys. Then it'll go back to like $385, $390, unless they list again, which I don't know if they will. You're seeing normally ETBs having a lot more demand lately, so piece ETB demand. And Minty Fresh cards, are they here? I actually don't see them, but that doesn't mean they haven't been sold out. Let me look at the prices for these. It's so hard to tell because all the prices are kind of similar. But yeah, I don't know. But either way, you're seeing a bunch of more ETB demands. I think Nostalgianomics talked about how like he thinks prismatic ETBs might turn out like 151 ETBs, where they just stop printing the ETBs and they start printing the other things, and therefore the ETBs become so much more valuable because the price per pack for a ETB right now is like $28, and that's way more than a loose pack. So like if you're thinking of buying like a bundle versus an ETB, or like a 3-pack thing, it really does make a difference in the long run. But we're not quite sure if that'll happen. Yeah, because they just stopped printing these, and that's why they've just gone up. Well, at least the normal one. PCTBs. You're seeing three more sales over there, and there's a Snorlax Sleep who listed it for 500. Minty Fresh Card still has 3, but I still see a lot of sellers. They're still trying to keep a 615 price, but some people are going in between. At a minimum, if this is a scam, for the seller over here, it is like drawing down the market price, unfortunately. So honestly, if you wanted to market manipulate, quote unquote, for the benefit of the market for lower prices, all you have to do is put up like some fake listings, and people will be pressured. Other sellers will be pressured to put at a lower price. But I do see the 521s being bought up. So 521, yeah, a lot of 521s being bought up, and we'll see. I'm sure we're gonna hear about this eventually. It has to happen. Posters have had less demand. Only selling like 1, and right here. So let's see, 32, 32, 34. I don't know. It's starting. Posters are starting to drop a little bit. Like you're just seeing more people selling for lower and lower prices. It went from like 34 to like 33.50 to 33. Now we're at like 32 or 32.50. Binders. You're seeing increased demand for binders. So binder demand, and probably Minty Fresh cards, honestly, because they've been putting those cheaper things. So yeah, they're selling for 101.99. And yeah, 101.99, 101.99, 101.99. So people were buying more binders. I think they bought some of the other cheaper ones, so the price went back up. But yeah, as you like, there are other sellers, and they put their prices lower to try to undercut Minty Fresh cards, which is to try to undercut everyone else. And then Blooming Waters, I didn't actually see how this was doing today, so good. So demand went lower the other day, so I was concerned, but demand's back up at 19. You're seeing generally the bars are higher ever since starting the 20th. So for about 10 days, the demand has been a little more. And yeah, I'm starting to see 125, 126, amazing. You're starting to get closer to more accurate pricing, more appropriate pricing. And yeah, it's just slowly rising up. They're at 1016 now a pack, and yeah, watch out for 151 going up. Okay, now let's go Prismatic next. So Prismatic is over here. Prismatic, I see bundles went up $1. Surprise boxes went up about $2.50. Binders are down close to $1. Super Premium down $6. PCTB is down 12. Pouches down 1. And then let's just look through this. So Super Premium Collection is 17. There's a lot of stuff I have to filter out. Prismatic has a lot of accessory things that people try to tell. And 193 to 202 is kind of the range. And yeah, it's just always going up and down this kind of range, like 190. Now it's like 190 to 205. So generally, you do see the tops of the bars have this downward line this way. So demand is kind of overall decreasing still. Bundles at $70. That's pretty great. We're finally at 70, and you're seeing demand is okay about 40. We're here. And can we get 71? So yeah, bundles, there's still quite a bit of supply at 70. I've seen it go back, but bundles being at 70 is still quite good. So I hope we see more. The price per pack now for that is $11.66, which is also pretty good. We might get back to $12 pretty soon. Was that the ETB? Yeah, the ETB is 109.68. They're pretty much about the same as yesterday. When I look at the demand's actually going up for ETB, just ever so slightly. Yesterday it's definitely higher, 45 compared to 25 to 30. It kind of stopped rising around the 20th, but it's been going back up. The normal amount's about 27, and all the prices though, are unfortunately around 110, so I don't necessarily see a big rise. Oh, Devastation still has the 134 ETB, so they're trying to put a price ceiling. I really don't get these bigger sellers. Why can't they just put a normal amount and just add more as the price goes up? I really don't get why they're just trying to do that right now. Unless they just really need the money, or they're just kind of lazy. Probably kind of both, to be honest. PCTB's demand is still alright, but the price keeps going down, so 13 is sold, and yeah, it was looking better. It was 230 to 240 before, but now we're back to 215. So yeah, right now the drop from before is $55 drop from this PCTB drop. Originally it was at 272. Before that it was 350, 360. So yeah, unfortunately Prismatic PCTBs have dropped so much, down $12. So PCTB price. Yeah, this looks like this is what people thought a normal ATB would cost, $200. They were wondering if Prismatic would cost $200, and if Pokemon didn't make that reprint announcement, I'm so curious how much Prismatic ETBs would go for. They were 150 or something right before pre-release. And then packs didn't have a lot of demand, so yeah, just a low amount of packs sold. 34, it's quite low for Prismatic. And I put the price to be at 1082, so they went down. They were $11. Now they're back down at 1082, which is kind of makes more sense. But honestly, the pack market doesn't always make sense. People buy loose packs more than they can buy other things just to save time or whatever. But yeah, I'd see 73 packs at 1082. I see 44 at 1087. So you're starting to see people trying to go less than that $11 price to get some sales. Surprise boxes, I doubt there's really much activity. There's 23, but they're always between like 50, 45 and 55. So yeah, right now they're in the higher end, like they're about 53, 55. The bundle displays haven't been selling, unfortunately, so they are pretty expensive and they are pretty scarce. And binders over here, they sold at 3. But yeah, binders, surprise boxes, they haven't really been doing much, but surprise did go up about 245 and binders 1, but these fluctuations kind of correct themselves all the time. There's not really any big change. Pouches sold 9. I'm always curious if I ever see the pouch price go up. I know Prismatic is going up because these things are just so disliked. But yeah, they're still around $50. And 10 displays over here. No sales, unfortunately. The second half is in price over 10 displays. Um, there's been some picture listings of not sealed ones, so they're still holding up their price, but no one's really buying. And yeah, all right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.